we'll finish on what we all want to see from the upcoming. What are they calling it? The Autumn
Nation
League, I think, is it?
I want to see Anton Dupont given Irish citizenship and come play for us because he is phenomenal.
Does Intimac have an Irish granny? Who knows? The Intimacs from Carlow. We all know them. Wesley,
there's a Supermax. There's an Enta Supermax joke in there somewhere.
Super Intimax. I like it. Wesley, what do you want to see from like selection and kind of style of play in this Autumn League or Autumn Nations?
I'd say first off, it's probably going to be a big squad that's picked for it. I don't know how this works really. Are they going to pick a new squad again, or is just going to bring players in and out? I think we probably need to see at least 3 different starting 10s. I think we do kind of have to forego the championship or whatever, the cup, whatever the thing is that we're competing for, and rotate players in and out. We need to give players a chance. We need fresh blood. Like we all said it last week, Connors and Keegan were amazing for their first cap. Like that was a staggering performance, and we need to give players that same platform. Yeah, there's a risk that they won't deliver to the same standard, but we have to start taking it now. It's almost too late. Like to me now, winning a Six Nations, of course it's great and it's successful, but that shouldn't be the goal. We've never won a World Cup because we keep doing things the same way we've always done them. So if we want to achieve what we haven't achieved, we have to do what we haven't done.
Preach, sister. Sam, you can go.
Yeah, I think I want to see a lot like France in the 3 years leading up to the last World Cup. I think they debuted like 50-something players. I want to see new players come in. I want to see them given a chance. I want to see less emphasis on winning, more emphasis on developing players into the style that that Farrell wants. There's elements of a system being put in place visible throughout these Six Nations and before lockdown and after lockdown. And I want to see that develop further. I want to see a lot more players given their chance, different combinations being given their chance. And I want to see fans not get really annoyed if, a Connacht player is starting or a Munster player is starting. They don't have the best game ever, but, they're given their chance. They're developing into something. That for me is the primary goal. It's to see a little bit of development in terms of your systems coming into this, what Andy Farrell is going to view as, a good stretch of rugby for his team, and more players making debuts or more players getting minutes under their belt. Like one of the biggest issues we've had is you go into a World Cup quarter final and Sexton goes down. Who do you have with experience? You don't have someone. Get those players the experience now. Like get the players playing regularly. See if someone rises to the challenge. See if someone's there. And it's not just Sexton. It's across the board. It's front rows, it's wingers, it's fullbacks, it's everyone. I want to see a lot more players playing. I want to see a lot of kind of just playing a new style of rugby and seeing that develop with new players. I'm sick and tired of seeing Cian Healy and Murray and Sexton week in, week out. Earls to an extent as well. He's been playing for the guts of 10 years. There's plenty of new players around. You look at how well Henshaw and Bundy did at the weekend and the week before. Ringrose was looking really good with Bundy before he got injured. Get those new combinations and see what we can do.
Yeah, I think just to kind of, sorry to jump in, just to kind of continue on what Sam was saying, like Joe Schmidt gets a lot of credit for capping so many players, but the vast majority of them played less than 10 times. Like we need to, like, Stockdale gets all these opportunities to keep starting in random positions for Ireland. Like we need to use these tournaments now to get players, as Sam said, get new players involved in the squad, get new systems in place, build up. Like we went to the World Cup thinking that we had so much depth. We didn't. Like all of our depth had like 10 caps between them.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I want to echo massively what Wesley said. Like I'm sick of Ireland, we need to look at World Cups. What, like people saying it's too far out to plan for World Cup. Why? We clearly don't know what we're doing when it comes to a World Cup. So let's do something different. If
you look at what England did after they won the World Cup, before they got to the final of the next World Cup, is they were crap for 2 years, but they debuted 35 new players in the space of that 2 years. And then France have been the same leading up to the last World Cup. Everyone was like, geez, I've never heard of any of these French players. They're debuting 50-odd players, and now they have a squad that everyone in the world would be jealous of. And it was the same. England looked crap for a couple of years, and then they managed to get to the World Cup final in 2007. So like that's what I want to see. I want to see debut players. We're hearing so much about how good this Leinster conveyor belt of talent is. Start throwing it on the pitch. Start seeing it. Like I'd like to see Kelleher playing. Like I love Hefo. I want Hefo to start it too. But like, you know, get Kelleher on that pitch, get Baird on that pitch, get whoever else is available on the pitch, and let's see what they can do.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, like Ireland can keep doing what they're doing, and they'll win the odd Six Nations, and that'll be great and all that. And then we'll still do the same thing in the World Cups. One thing we've never done or never been successful at is World Cups. Let's aim to do that. Let's build now and not wait until a year out and it's too late. Like this, and I keep bringing up this Autumn Nations because we've never had such an opportunity to do it. Where when it doesn't matter, this tournament has never existed before. Who gives a fuck if we win or not? No one cares. It's unprecedented. No one, like Fiji apparently have a COVID outbreak, so God knows if they'll even show up to it. But I would happily lose every single game of this, and if we have a different starting 15 or at least a different 10 different players every game. I want to see, Sexton. I don't want to see Sexton play 1 minute of this. Murray, I'm not fully out in Murray yet because he's still young enough, and he's been playing with Sexton for the last couple of years with Ireland. So let's give him an opportunity with a different 10 and see how that goes. But still, get the likes of Keelan Blade caps, get your likes of Craig Casey in, get them playing. Marmion, Cooney get back in. I'd love to see a player start for Ireland and go, who the fuck's your man? I'd love to see that. Like that would be like great. I'd be like, okay, finally, let's give him a chance.
Like the likes of like Hume or something coming in, you know, playing well with Ulster.
Yeah, exactly. Or I can't think of his name now for Ulster as well. I think he's the 7. I can't think of his name. No, yeah, exactly. Yeah, brilliant. He's supposed to be really good too. So like, get them in. Like I hate this being like, oh, Ross Byrne should play, or like back in the day, like Carty and all that, and then people being like, well, we don't know if he's good enough at that level. How the fuck are we going to know? He hasn't played. Like, give him a chance, and then we'll see. If he plays 10 times viral, he's crap every 10 times. Like, all right, fair enough. He's not good enough. Let's move on. But we don't know. It's time to use this opportunity. And if Farrell, I tell you now, if Farrell starts Sexton any of those games, I'm pretty much out on him. Like,
join me with wait.
I might, fuck it. I'm throwing away. Like this, it's ridiculous if he plays this game, any of these games. There's absolutely no benefit to it.
Let him play for Leinster. Leinster are crying out to have Sexton on the pitch. Like, let Ross Byrne stay with Ireland. Let Sexton play a few Pro 14 games.
Harry Byrne as well. He keeps getting raved about. Let's get him in. See him. Ben Healy from Munster. Let's see these boys playing at that level and give them.
Ben Healy has a chance now if he plays full back. Like he's got a chance because he's all right.
Might as well. Everyone else is playing full back, so let's shove him in there. But Shane Daly, let's see him at full back.
Or Daly, sorry, not Healy. Sorry, that's Daly.
Yeah, well, like fuck it, might as well. The Wycherleys from Munster as well. Like these are all, we keep hearing about these players, but we let's get them in. Let's blood them. You have an opportunity now. How many games is it? 8 teams, so seven games.
No, you only play each team once. So we play the 3 teams in our league, and then we play off against whoever matches us in the other conference.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So 4.
So 4 games. Okay, 4 games. Like you could easily have
45 players. That's why I want to have 4 games.
And have very, very doable. Let's do it. So like, it's
why don't we just Leinster play the first game, Munster play the second game?
Yeah. Yeah,
Connacht will play Georgia. We'll take that.
Dibs. But you know, like let's just use that up. Let's not. If we go through this tournament and we still are the same, like Ireland keeps saying we've progressed. And look, there was a lot of stuff in that first half of that France game where I was like, that's nice looking, that's positive. I like that. Like, so I'm not out in far in that stage. Like, let's give him time. 100% agree with you, Sam. I don't care if we lose the next 2 Six Nations. I don't give a fuck. If I see stuff that I'm liking and I'm like, do you know what? We're like the France keeping the ball alive. That gave them so many opportunities on Saturday. We don't do that. Like O'Mahony's offload against Italy, like that was great to see. And like I know we joked about it, but like that we haven't seen that from an Ireland team. Never mind an Ireland forward or a back. And that was incredible to see. And that creates opportunities. That's what France does well. New Zealand does well. All these great teams do well. Why can't we become that? Let's try and become that. Let's take the next years and let's build towards a World Cup, not just try and contest Six Nations every year. Like this year, everyone's like, oh, not a bad Six Nations. We got battered by England and France, and we barely bet Scotland. Like, is that what we're considering a good Six Nations now? Like, it's just incredible some of people's attitudes towards it, and it's madness to me. But I'm sorry, I've been waiting since Saturday to talk about this, hence why I've been pretty ranty. But
No, you're 100% right. Like, it's not like the manner in which we lost to England is probably the most upsetting thing about the Six Nations. It's not even about losing to them. It's about being so heavily outgunned by them. Like, again, you said it yourself a few seconds ago. There was some beautiful stuff in that France game. Again, like, I really thought we were in the driving seat for definitely the first half. But I think that, like, we said it before the Six Nations started that this Six Nations should be a write-off and we should cycle players in. They didn't do it. If we don't do it now, if the same 15 starts against Wales next week, then...
Are you coming to Wales with me, Westy?
We go to Wales, are we?
No, let's just start. Let's just become a Welsh podcast. Fuck it.
I'm moving to New Zealand, sorry.
Yeah, actually, that's a way better option. Yeah,
Yeah,
good point. Yeah, I agree.
The only thing Wales has that New Zealand doesn't is Owen Jones. That's it.
Dragons, Sam?
There's definitely dragons in New Zealand. I watched Lord of the Rings. Come on, man.
There's a documentary. That wasn't a film.
Historically accurate.
Yeah, sorry, Westy, we got across you.
What was I saying? Yeah, no, I think if we're not going to take the opportunity now, then we're never going to do it. There's no point doing it the year before the World Cup.
Yeah, we've been gifted an opportunity on a platter here, and I really hope that we take it, and I hope that we do, and I'm hopeful that we can and will. But if we've been hurt before, so
in this Nations League, we have the opportunity to get James Lowe in an Ireland jersey. Solidify that. I think Jared Butler deserves his call up to Ireland. He's eligible at the moment. He's been brilliant to the back row, just adding to that back row wealth of talent that we have. Plenty of players. I'm going to talk from a Connacht bias. Like, I'd love to see the likes of Paul Boyle brought in, Gavin Thornbury brought in, Phelan Heffernan, Buckley. Just give him a cap for feck's sake. The chap's been in the team of the year twice. Like, it's ridiculous. But there's so many players on this island that deserve to be playing, and it's the same 15 week in, week out. So get Cooney on that pitch for a while, get Marmion on the pitch for a while, get Carty, get Harry, Ross Byrne, whatever other 15 10s that they have in Leinster. Like, Madigan's playing, Billy Burns, like, it's all there. Like, just I want to see them play.
Do you think Jared Butler will play full back?
I'd
say not everyone else is.
I'd say he'd give it a go anyway.
Exactly. Okay, we'll leave it at that, boys, because we're over the hour mark, and we've all, well, mostly me, I ranted and raved, but it was good to get off. It was like a therapy session. Do you know what I mean? I've been my poor girlfriend's been listening to me rant on about it. She doesn't have a clue about it, so she doesn't care. So
yeah, did your girlfriend have to watch it with you? Because mine was not happy watching it.
She watched another show on the laptop with her headphones on, and then occasionally she does hear "fuck" or I love an old clap. So I love just like a single clap if we do something well. Do you know what I mean? So.
My girlfriend turned around to me and she was like, I don't know why you do it. Like, they're not ever going to go wide. She's like, every game you watch, go wide.
I know. Does she know how accurate she is with that statement?
I know. I was like, yeah, you deserve to be on the Virgin Media now punditry team.
Yeah. What a coaching job.
I watch the match alone because nobody loves me.
Yeah, we love you, Westy. And
we love you, Westy.
All the fans.
I wasn't fishing for that, but thanks.